What is up, fellow YouTubers? It's your sexy goth bad boy back at you with another video. So I've been dealing with some problems regarding my Etsy page. I wanted to do a little bit of bar hopping on Valentine's Day, and I didn't get to because my wand money didn't show up. In fact, it still hasn't shown up. When it was after President's Day, I'm like, you know what? That I can understand. It's President's Day, fine. But this morning I woke up and seen, just like yesterday, it said, we are depositing the money into your bank account. Awesome. So I'm sitting there waiting for it to deposit and waiting for it to deposit. And then it reloads on itself, like basically it goes from saying we will deposit the money into your bank account to we will schedule for a deposit on such and such date. Second time this has done this. The first time it wouldn't even deposit it. You know what I'm saying? Now the second and third attempts at getting this to work. Now it's at least saying that it's trying to deposit the money into my account, but for some ungodly reason it's not letting me. Now, I worked very hard on my wands, YouTube, and normally when I get money on my Etsy account, if it's not a serious national holiday, then I've gotten my money. At first I was like, well, maybe they changed their system, and maybe they want you to have all your Etsy money before they give it to you. I'm like, well, okay, that I can understand, I guess. So as I sit here waiting for the orders to process, I had one order left that didn't process all the way through. At least the money didn't process. I then got the money for the final order, but it didn't deposit over into my final amount, which $24, it is what it is. I still have like 320 bucks I'm waiting for. Just seeing if the money went through on Etsy, but not through all the way to the final deposit within like the amount. Because every time a wand's ordered, the money will process on Etsy the first time, and then the money will process on Etsy a second time, and the second time that money is processed, it's added to a total amount of your revenue. And when your revenue is finished building up, then you'll have all your money. Instead of just doing it all in one clean sweep, they gotta process it 2 different times. And then Etsy will schedule a deposit. If you want the money sooner, you can schedule a deposit sooner. So it'll deposit it on the next available day. And I've been doing that and clicking on it, and it's not depositing. You know, and I'm willing to bet you that someone hacked my Etsy account and put a hacker's code virus on it. Now, I have several theories as to why this may be. Let's do a little bit of investigative work. While I do some laundry, let's do a little bit of investigative work, shall we? In the past, trolls have tried to ruin my jobs. They ruined the job at Wendy's. They tried to ruin my dishwashing job. And when that didn't work, I ended up pursuing my wands because it just, something I wanted to do. And I became quite successful with it, despite many people saying, oh, you'll never make a living doing that. Now, based off the fact that trolls have tried in the past to ruin my business and my place of work and my, what you would call a livelihood. Second of all, one of my trolls bought my URL. They took the name Cobra Craft Wands and bought the URL. For those of us who are technologically uninformed, that's just a fancy little word for web address. This is how the internet works. You buy a web page and it becomes a title, and then from there you can build a website. But what they did was they took the name of my wand store that I had on Etsy. They bought the URL, the name Cobra Craft Wands. They bought it, and then they would redirect it to gay porn sites and shit like that. Pretty messed up, random, stupid shit. And they did it because they wanted to see me react. They wanted to see me get angry, get frustrated, get pissed off. They wanted to see me lose wand sales. It didn't work. I didn't get pissed off. I didn't get upset. My wand sales only doubled because of the free exposure. So when that didn't work, they're sitting there thinking, what can we do now? You put those two together, and my conclusion is that they put a virus on a website, and you can do that. It requires a lot of computer smarts, but it can be done. And the third thing that makes me think this is right after I had troubles getting my Etsy money, a lot of people were reporting that they were having issues with Etsy as well. Their bank accounts were being falsely charged, which caused their bank accounts to freeze up. I seen that on Google News. People were getting charged $7,000 from Etsy for no reason, for no apparent reason, which caused their people's bank accounts to freeze up for being overdrawn. Putting the first two things plus what I saw on Google News the other day, keep in mind this was a couple days after I keep having trouble getting my money, but now it's gotten to a point where it tells me we're depositing your money into your bank account. And right as it's in the process of depositing the money into my bank account, it'll switch back over and it'll say, we will deposit your money on a next available day, either like the 25th or 24th, what have you. Instead of running your own Etsy shop, you're going to be a dick and fuck with my shit, but to make it look like you're not targeting me personally, to make it look like, oh hey, it's not one of my trolls, you try to hide your paper trail by making the computer virus so that when it attacks Etsy, it fucks with everybody else's shit too. You know, my trolls think I'm stupid, but I'm not. You know, they treat me like I'm stupid, but I'm not. I'll admit, I was going to go bar hopping on Valentine's Day. I said to myself, you know what? I'm not going to sit at home and be a lump in my chair in front of the computer all day, making all these anti Valentine's Day videos. That just, no. No. That just didn't sound like a fun way to spend my day, you know, wallowing in the misery of it. But when my Etsy money didn't show up, I was like, screw this, man. I'm hanging out with friends. I'm like, well, that's weird because normally Etsy deposits the money when I ask them to, unless it's the weekend or. Keep in mind when I asked them to deposit the money that I had, normally if I have even just a small amount of money in my Etsy, they'll deposit it if I ask them to, prior that it's not the weekend or a national holiday. And Valentine's Day is not a national holiday, as far as I know. Let's see. We examine the clues to this mystery. Trolls have tried to fuck with my wand business before. They've talked a bunch of shit on it. They've gotten me fired from a previous job. And when that hasn't worked and I was still successful at my wand business, you know, some of these people that obsessively troll me, they need to get a life, dude. The reason why I'm not wearing my bandana in this video is because I'm doing a spot of laundry. I have just enough change to do a very small load. So, yeah. Not quite enough money to get groceries or ask a girl out, but it could be worse. At least I have a roof over my head. One of my friends gave me this cigar. They were like, I'm like, how was it? And they were like, I took 3 drags and I was like, ugh. And I chuckled a little bit and I said, well, can I have it if you don't want it? And they're like, yeah, sure. Now here's the thing, Etsy, you got 2 options. You can fix the virus if there is an issue. If you have to shut down Etsy for a couple days because some asshole hacked it, so be it. You've been good to me before, Etsy. I've had no problems using Etsy up to this point. And that would be the 4th or 5th piece of evidence that leads me to think someone put a hacker's code virus on Etsy and on my shop because they didn't want to see me get groceries. They didn't want to see me do laundry or do a little bit of bar humping and try to pick up on some chicks, you know. Or a chick in particular, yeah. Now, people keep asking me, who's this chick you want to ask out? And my answer is, that's none of your business. However, the trolls know that I'm not going to be able to ask this chick out until I get my wand money. Which, I didn't have to say shit on YouTube. People knew what was up. They were like, yeah, this guy's going bar hopping on Valentine's Day. And truth be told, I wasn't trying to get laid. Even if a girl gave me the time of day and I got to sit down and have a couple of drinks with her, have a chit chat and a date, that's better than nothing. And that's where a lot of guys get it twisted. I know when people do this kind of shit, they want to see me overreact and flip out. When voicing my concerns on Facebook, a couple of the peeps I was talking with left comments. And one of them used to do that kind of thing when they were younger to other like GeoCity type websites and stuff like that. And he told me, he says, yeah, what you're dealing with sounds exactly like what's going on. I mean, you don't like my videos, that's fine. Then you don't have to watch them. But what gives you the right to hack someone's Etsy and make it so they can't get their hard-earned money? That's just a little bit messed up if you ask me. And I wasn't just trying to get a chick to go on a date with me, a chick or a young woman. I'm not going to say her name or what she looks like because it's none of your business. Because knowing my trolls at this point, if they found out who I was trying to ask out, they would fucking do everything in their miserable power they could to prevent it from happening, so she would lose interest, and then I'd make a video and complain about it, because that's exactly what these trolls want. They want to see me miserable and unhappy. And I'm not gonna let them get to me, dude. It's not worth it. In fact, there's a quote I'd like to read, and one of my friends posted it on Facebook. And it's a quote about haters. Let's see. It basically said, if people are doing these things because they're jealous of your success, well, I can't find the quote, but I'll give you my 2 cents on it. The reason why they do it is because they're jealous. Plain and simple. They're miserable. Think about it. The people who pick on you to try to make you miserable are, in fact, in some way, miserable themselves. The people who go through great lengths to fuck with you are literally more miserable than you are. And it's not just the trolls, man. There's people here in town that do shit because they think it's funny because they're bored, you know. People here in town know about the chick I like. So I'll hear people say things like, oh, she lost interest, trying to start rumors and shit. And then I'll hear some people say, she hasn't lost interest, she loves you. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with our world, man? You know, I could have something really beautiful going with this girl. It could blossom into something awesome. We could make an awesome couple, and people are just so jealous of that they're doing everything in their power to prevent it from happening. And it's mind-boggling, YouTube. I'm like, these people are fucking jealous. Otherwise, they wouldn't do this shit. You know, every time I get that much closer to asking this girl out, it slips away from my fingertips. And quite frankly, it's irritating. We got two options, Etsy. If there is a virus, you can fix it, give you my goddamn money. And we can continue running business just like the way we always been. I give you $30 a month. I keep my Etsy store up and running. We'll keep things running smoothly. Keep the customers happy. Here's the thing of it, Etsy. This is to the person who owns the Etsy website, not the individual shops, but the actual fucking website. Okay? I got my wands done before Valentine's Day, and I still haven't got my money. Normally, I don't have a problem with this. Normally, if there's even just $50 in my Etsy, I could still transfer it. But it's not even letting me do that. So you can fix this issue, or I could take my business elsewhere and sell my wands elsewhere. When voicing my concerns, I had several fans reach out and try to make shops for me. I realize, of course, that I do realize and I appreciate the love and the care I get from my fans. You have no idea. But if these haters are in fact hacking my Etsy so I can't get my money, then they'll find a way to hack, you know, whatever other page that I have. So it wouldn't do me much good, you know. And I hate to be like that, but it's the truth. Well, that's good. Carla got her wand. Excellent. And that's another thing I'm fucking tired of, dude. Stop picking on Carla, okay? I know the idea of someone like me having a legit fangirl here and there. I know it seems crazy that a socially awkward, autistic. I know that seems crazy that somebody with autism could have a couple of fangirls, but the idea is not that crazy when you think about it. It doesn't matter if you have a disorder or not, dude. I'm just saying. To most people, the idea seems crazy. But the women that follow me on social media, they're not a fan of mine because I have autism. They're a fan of me because I respect women and I tell it like it is. Yeah. They're a fan of me because I fight for gender equality. I had a hangover the other day and ended up ordering a little bit of pizza because I was hungry and it was good. I forgot to order an extra cup of garlic butter, but it was still good. Beside the point. You know, I have cooking videos that I want to do for YouTube. I got new burger recipes coming up. We got the groovy cheddar bacon cheeseburger. That's going to be a burger recipe. I got the candy sticks bacon cheeseburger. That's going to be a recipe. I'm going to make a bacon cheeseburger with blueberry chocolate covered blueberry dealios. And I'm even going to make a burger called the Trump Burger. No bullshit. It's going to have cheddar cheese, potato chips, Diet Coke. Yeah, bacon. You know. More or less done as satire than anything. Don't take it too seriously when I make it. I'm kind of just doing it to be a smartass, but you know, it's not meant to be taken seriously or as a mean joke. It's just, you know, me being kind of funny in my own satirical satire sort of way. Yeah. But I can't do any of these things until I get my one money. You can call me cliche all you want, but if I have a first date with a girl, I like to have at least a little over $50, if not $100 on hand that I can spend on drinks and potential food if we get hungry. You know, which is expensive, yes, but you know, most places under $100, it'll add up quick. You know what I'm saying? And it's very easy to build up a tab at a bar. Trust and believe that. You're on a date with some amazing young woman. You're having a conversation. You two are having a couple drinks. Next thing you know, you're like 5, 6 beers in, and you both are laughing and giggling and flirting with each other. It don't take long. And then I'll get comments out on why I like this girl, and some of the negative comments are just disgusting. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why the hell do you care? If you have somebody, why the hell do you care? You know? Seriously. And even if you don't, it's none of your fucking business, dude. If I get to date this chick that I want to ask out here in town, YouTube, you have no idea. I would be the luckiest guy in the universe, I tell you what. But these trolls are trying to prevent me from getting my money, is what it feels like, and I'm not going to give them a satisfactory reaction. It is what it is. Anyways, tubes, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you cool cobras on the flip side.